Happy New Year! Yep, 2020. New year, new decade, and yet we're turning back the clock to the mid 2000s with a sort of reboot, sort of sequel to The Grudge. Now, the original Grudge was awesome. The sequels were, okay, they did their job. And yeah, this sequel slash reboot, it falls into the it did its job niche. What really worked was the cast, which included Andrea Riseborough as a cop who's also a widowed mother who sort of stumbles into the Grudge through a murder she found or she investigated out in the woods. John Cho plays yet another Grudge victim, a realtor, whose wife is pregnant with a kid with, I think the condition is ALS. I'm going to have to look that up. Finally, Lynn Shay, who is the quintessential creepy old lady, once again, plays a creepy old lady who, let's just say, I don't want to spoil it. See her for yourself. She is one of the highlights of the film. Basically, it's sort of an anthology. It starts out with a realtor, I think a realtor, who, let's just say, got in over her head trying to sell the original Grudge house. And from there, it moves to John Cho's character, his pregnant wife, and from those two to a cop who investigates inside the house. He shouldn't have done that. You don't go into the haunted house, especially when it comes to Japanese ghosts. It also claims an elderly couple, one of which is Lynn Shay. And finally, it ends up going after this cop lady who has a lot to lose. She already lost her husband to cancer. Now she's fighting not only for herself, but for her son. Will the Grudge consume her and her kid? Find out by watching the movie at least once. It doesn't break new ground, but it at least stays true to form. And Lynn Shay is, like I said, a highlight of the film. That's about it. It had decent atmosphere, although some would argue it's somewhat lackluster. I have fairly low standards when it comes to movies. For instance, I had to put my foot down on the Black Christmas review because it offended even me. But this, by my standards, was okay. Not great, not terrible. If I did a Jeremy Johns style rating, I'd probably say I wouldn't remember it in T-minus a day. Certainly not more than the original, which was awesome. But I don't find this addition to the Grudge franchise offensive, at least. That's something. So yeah, that's about it. This is Mr. J signing out and reminding you, don't mess with Japanese ghosts because they don't mess around.